He just can't get it just right. I've never seen such a cameraman in my life. And
Yeah,
I feel like I feel more like a director in this chair than a storyteller. I'll direct.
You'll direct.
First thing I'm going to direct is no more playing with the camera.
All right.
Back in them days, after the story was told, I told my grandma, she said, what got you is a Catamount. That's how I named it the Catamount story. She said it was a Catamount. And when I was young, I didn't even know what that was. So nowadays, it's considered a mountain lion. Back about when I was 14 years old, had a good friend in Beach Creek, Dwight Presnell. And me and Dwight messed around there and didn't have much to do or nothing. Back then, didn't even have a Nintendo, very little TV, so we'd go walking to see people. Now, old Stacy Ward had a garage about 3 miles down the road. The biggest thing we could get going was walk down there if we got a few coins, $1 or $2, buy a drink, pack of nabs. We went down there one day, and a whole bunch of people there, and some of the grown-ups started talking to us. To me and him, that was big, big stuff for grown-ups to speak to us. Talking about cars and stuff. So, excuse me, we didn't watch the weather, didn't pay no attention if it was getting dark or not, you know. And all of a sudden it clouded up, it never did rain, and got pitch black. Here we was 3 miles from the house, no flashlight, not even a lighter, nobody even smoked in them days. So we figured out how to get home. Back then it was all gravel, and I mean rough gravel roads. And we said, well, what we'll do, since the cars rub all the gravel to one side and it humps up in the middle, we'll get in the middle of the road and stay on the gravel. So yeah, good idea. So we got in the middle of the road and got on the gravel and started going. We'd made about 2 miles. We liked about a mile being home. Got up there, and Dwight, I had pretty bad hearing at the time. I'd had a bad round as a child, and when my ears was messed up, Dwight had excellent hearing though, and he said, Jerry, there's something on the big ridge above us, walking in the woods with us. And I said, yeah. You know how 14-year-olds are. I said, yeah, ha, ha, ha. We went on about another, I guess, quarter mile. He said, Jerry, whatever it is angling in the woods. It's coming down towards us, and it probably hears us in the gravel. I said, well, we can't stand still in the middle of the road in the gravel all night till it gets daylight. We got to keep going. We went on up through there, and he said, Jerry, I hear it again. It's awful close. It's right above us on the bank. I said, yeah, tell me another one. We didn't even move 3 or 4 more feet of shuffling, and that thing hit me in the chest. I was up front, and I just felt its claws rake. And I had a pretty heavy jacket on. I knew it had torn my jacket, so I fell back. When I fell back, I hit Dwight and knocked him down. And then it hit us again, and he took his cap off trying to beat it. He'd beaten the thing, you know, trying to get rid of it. And anyway, Dwight beat, and all of a sudden he said, Joey, it's got me, help. So I went to help him and took my cap and started beating, trying to get it off of him. And I said, Dwight, it's got me again. So he come back over there trying to help me, and it's so black you could have hit your hand and couldn't even see it where it got cloudy, and those street lights way back in the woods on that old dirt road. And he just screamed the last time, and I knew it was killing him, so I went over to really, really hurt it. And just, to me, it seems like it lasted 15 or 20 minutes. You know, the whole thing really and truly couldn't take more than 2 minutes at the max. But to me, it seemed like 15 or 20 minutes. And a fella come down the road in an old farm truck, and the lights hit us. And we jumped up, you know, and said, Lord, we're saved, and looked around, and Perry Presnell, he got out, and he said, boys, what's going on? We told him. He said, my Lord, you look awfully tore up. He said, it's pretty bad. I'm going to take you over to Dwight's mother's house, and we'll call Dewey, your father, from there. And I said, okay. So Perry got us over there. Susie in Washington called Mom and Dad and said, come up here, something got the young'uns and they've hurt. And I heard Mom on the phone, oh my God, and Washington was telling her it's not that bad, you know, they just look real scratched up and pretty banged up. So Mom and Dad, here they come. We're sitting in there, by then Susie is trying to clean us up a little and asked if we need aspirin or anything, you know. We said, nah, we're doing good. And anyways, Dad got in there, and he'd been there about 5 or 6 minutes talking to Washington and trying to figure out if they was going to get dogs and try to hunt it and all of that. And all of a sudden, Dad got to walking around me and Dwight, and he started giggling. He looked at my Mom said, Joey, what is wrong with you? Our children are hurt. Why are you laughing? He said, look at that. And she said, Joey, you're crazy. Our children are hurt, and you're in here laughing? He said, Marjorie, this is a handprint. These are footprints. He said, all of this is knuckle prints. The poor old cat had to jump the first time it hit me, hit run. Me and Dwight had beat each other half to death. It was dark, and we thought the Catamount was us. And when we get each other down, you know, our adrenaline was up and was real strong. We'd beat hard and get the other one, beat its head in the ground and all. We thought we had the cat. We was out of school 3 days, no hide left. Skint up. Had to go to the doctor. He had to have stitches where I'd beat his lip. It was cut through with his teeth. And it was all us. The cat had jumped on the first round, the first rake, and could have been a bobcat. We're saying Catamount, a big bobcat. And it did hit me, and I was scratched. But that's all that happened with the cat. The rest, we done it. It's pitch black, and then the more scared you are, the stronger you are. And we're the best of friends and beat each other to death. They wasn't a good tooth left or a piece of hide anywhere. We'd even rip their clothes off when we get a hold of it and thought we had the cat. And that's a Catamount story at 14 years old, all happened in Beach Creek.
That's funny.
It's a true story. It wasn't real funny at the time, I can tell you that. Yeah, too many true stories. It's stuff that happened. I didn't embellish it much. Most of it's about what happened.